Hi, did you ever want to install permanent lights on your house, but you were afraid those white or black cables might stand out a little bit against your tan soffit? Well, let's take care of that. Hi, and welcome to Make It Fun. My name is John Bryant, and today I'm going to show you how to paint those cables and light cases so that they don't stick out like a sore thumb. Before we dive into the how-tos, let me say this. In spray painting your permanent lights, you might be voiding the warranty. So if you proceed at your own risk. The first thing I did was to cut out some squares out of a vinyl sticker sheet on my Cricut machine. Now, it's not necessary that you have a Cricut machine. You can accomplish the same thing by cutting some tape into squares. You could use painter's tape or duct tape or probably packing tape or any other kind of tape that you have. You just want to make sure that the tape is large enough to cover the clear lens on each one of the lights. After you've got your tape or your vinyl stickers, you want to take them and cover up the lens on each and every single light that is on all of the strands of your permanent lights. What you're trying to accomplish here is to cover the lenses so that when you spray paint your lights, the spray paint does not get on the clear lens. After you've covered up the lenses with tape or vinyl stickers, you want to cover the connections of each strand of lights. I used painter's tape to cover up the ends that did not have a lid to screw onto the ends. In covering them, you make sure that the paint does not accidentally get sprayed into the connectors. The first method I used in trying to spray paint a strand of lights was to just lay it out on a cardboard box in order to keep the overspray from getting onto my grass. This method worked okay. I was able to accomplish what I wanted to, but it took a lot of twisting and turning of the cable in order to get it spray painted. The next method I tried was to set out a few more cardboard boxes and to put out the strand of lights in a straight line. This method worked a lot better, but I still had to do a whole lot of twisting and turning, and as an old man, I had to do a lot of squatting, and that's not good for my knees. The method that I came up with and worked the best was to pound 2 electrical conduit poles into the ground. Once I had the poles pounded into the ground, I took a couple of pieces of wire and strung up one of my strands of lights. Once the strand of lights was securely fastened to the 2 poles, I took my can of spray paint and was able to paint the strand of lights without much difficulty at all. I wore a glove on my left hand so that if overspray got on my hand, I could just take the glove off and throw it away and there was no paint residue left on my hand. I let each strand of lights dry out in the sun for about 15 or 20 minutes before I took it off and moved on to the next. The next part of the process was to remove all the stickers from the lenses of each of the lights. I also removed the painter's tape that I had used to cover up the connections. After removing the painter's tape and the stickers, I hooked all the strands of lights together to make sure that they still worked. And as you can see, they work perfectly well after being painted. I set them up just so that you could see the difference between a painted strand of lights and a white strand of lights in comparison to the tan soffit on my house. As you can see, the spray painted strand of lights pretty much fades away and matches the same color of the soffit as compared to the white lights which stand out like a sore thumb. It did take a little time and effort, but I'm very pleased with the results. Yes, I may have voided the warranty on the product. I don't know that for sure, but I probably have. But to me, it's worth it. I think the lights and the cables will look a whole lot better than if I had left them white. I hope this helps you out if you intend on getting a set of lights and you want to change the color of them so that it matches your soffit. If you would, please like and subscribe to my channel. It really helps out a lot. Thanks.